I'm Diane Resignola with REIT. In conjunction with REIT's REIT Week, I'm here today with Mike Schall, President and CEO of Essex Property Trust. Mike, how are you today?
I'm doing well, Diane. Thanks so much for sponsoring this event. Really appreciate it.
Essex Property Trust recently published its second annual Corporate Social Responsibility Report. How were you able to also highlight the company's initial response to COVID-19 in it? And how does the pandemic alter your thinking about corporate social responsibility, if at all?
Our CSR report was nearing completion at the beginning of the pandemic, and so our disclosure focused on our COVID response plan, which included a few things: keeping the business open as an essential service, maintaining a safe workplace, complying with law, and helping slow the spread of the virus. We also made public comments about several commitments to our residents, such as halting evictions for those impacted by COVID-19, renewing leases with no increase in rent, and providing information about government and community resources. In terms of our thinking about CSR, the pandemic had really little effect because most of the principles of CSR were already well ingrained within the Essex culture. And having said that, I'd say that the pandemic posed a number of issues and challenges to us, and the spirit of CSR was on our mind and helped guide us through those challenges.
Essex decided to move to a virtual-only format for your 2020 annual meeting of stockholders, which occurred earlier in May. How was the company able to pivot to a virtual environment, and do you see virtual events becoming more prevalent moving forward?
Well, before the pandemic, we had a complete video conferencing system, and it worked well, but it just wasn't used anywhere near its potential. It was used mostly, for example, for inter-office meetings. That literally changed overnight with the mandatory shutdown of our corporate offices. The response to the pandemic is the most challenging situation that I've had in my 30 plus years at Essex. And it was an event that required extensive coordination across our 250 locations. I must say the technology worked incredibly well from the very start. Not only did we coordinate by video conference, but we also accelerated the rollout of other technology solutions to our properties, which was part of our plan to greatly reduce our in-person interaction with residents. In the end, video conferencing will improve communication overall. As an example of that, we started a weekly live video conference for all 1,800 Essex associates, which has proven to be a very effective way to communicate, especially with all the fear and disruption and all the challenges that were presented by the pandemic. In terms of future use, we'll definitely continue using video conferencing. At the same time, I still think that the teams also need to meet in person, especially as new team members are added and oriented. Ultimately, there's nothing like face-to-face meetings when it comes to building trust, confidence, and culture.
How will the pandemic change the demand for real estate in your sector?
I believe that multifamily properties will continue to perform well. Everyone needs housing, and proximity to high-quality jobs and vibrant communities will continue to draw people. Similarly, companies select office locations based on the availability, quality, and depth of the local labor force. I don't think that these dynamics will change significantly in the future. Essex's portfolio offers customers a wide variety of price points in many communities that are in or near the largest metros on the West Coast. While technology will offer greater flexibility as to where to live, I believe that most workers will continue to need to access an office or a job site, either because the nature of their work or because of the human part, where being part of an effective team involves trust, and that requires at least some face-to-face interaction.
Mike, thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you, Diane. It's great to be here with you.
For more from REIT Week, visit REIT.com.